You're going to see a video testimonial from one of my beautiful clients, Ashley, who is a fitness coach. And before we started working together, she was feeling a little bit overwhelmed. She felt like she is at her capacity, can't take on any more clients, and the back end was a bit of a mess. Everything was done manually. She already had team members, but it was always checking, is everything getting done? And the roles and responsibilities in the team were also not very clear, and the onboarding process itself was also manual. Especially for fitness coaches, there is a lot going on when a new client joins, with getting them onboarded, sending them welcome emails, getting them access to Trainerize or any other platform that you're using, and then making sure that they have their meal plans, their nutrition, their workouts, everything set up. And they usually have to fill in a form when they join. So there's just a lot going on, and we wanted to make sure that the client experience is as smooth as possible, and Ashley can really have more of her time back, and we can free up more of her capacity. So let's jump in and look at what she had to say. So first of all, let's do a little bit of an introduction. What's your name? Where are you from? Who do you help? What do you help people with?
Yeah, my name's Ashley Damage. I'm the CEO of Mothership Wellness. We support busy working moms over 40 get fit, get confident, and get balanced in their lives.
And where was your business before we started working together?
Yeah, actually, at the time that I outreached to you, we were in a place of growth, and I knew that with the current system design, operations, and projects that were kind of, present in my business or needed in order to get me to this next kind of quantum leap, I couldn't do it with what I had in place. We had ideas for enhancements. We had ideas for different optimization points within the business, but we weren't moving forward with them in the right way. We didn't have an understanding of the back end technology required to integrate to really get the advancements that we were looking to use operational. So I think, like, from a 10,000 foot view, the problems that we were facing were cohesive, streamlined operating procedures, not having adequate policies and procedures set up on the client side, on the administrative side, on the team side with my contractors, staff, and partners. And just the back end systems were not as automated as they could be. We weren't leveraging the full utility of the tools that we had at our fingertips.
Yeah. I'm also wondering, like, what made you reach out to me over someone else, or where did you find me?
I would say the reason that I decided to work with you over other people, in our interactions, I felt like you had a very sophisticated understanding of back-end tech systems, but also you understood how we wanted to use them on the front end. You in particular have a really solid understanding of back-end tech systems and how things work in the back end. And also from an end user perspective and from like our team's perspective, how we need them to function on the front end. So it was really your ability and your skill to marry back end systems to front end systems that was attractive to me. You are a very precise individual, which is what I really need to balance out some of the big ideas that I have. So as I said, we kind of had these big growth initiatives in mind, and we're kind of the big ideas people behind that. And I really needed to pair that with the specificity and the precision that you bring into our business. No one has built a better project plan, kept me and our team more organized than you. So I think it was a knowledge thing. I think it was a skill thing. And I also think from a personality standpoint, I resonate working with you because you're action oriented. You over deliver on what you promise to do. You have been so gracious in being flexible with us in the different kind of path that our operational enhancements have taken and kind of unfolded over time. So yeah, I would say that it is as much like hard skills as soft skill as to why like I decided to move forward with you over any other operational resource that I interviewed.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. It really makes me very, very happy. Was there anything that like almost prevented you from like signing up or like making the decision that like you really need to invest in operations, systems, and like streamlining your business?
Yeah, I think as a business owner and as a coach, I do really well with coaching and mentorships and partnerships. But I think there is always a trepidation of not knowing if you're going to get what you pay for in any type of agreement like that. So, when you are considering investing in an important aspect of your business, there's always the hesitation of like, am I going to get what's promised here? And I think one of the reasons that it is really important for me to do this video is because working with you, I have gotten so much more than I thought that I would get. I've gotten so much more from our interactions in terms of refining my business, in terms of smart ideas, in terms of you really getting your hands dirty within my business to understand exactly what we need. So, yeah, I was hesitant because, you know, I have engaged in so many different relationships with partners in my business, and sometimes it falls short, sometimes it just meets the agreement. And I felt like with you, it so exceeded my expectations that, I want to sing it from the rooftops. I think that you could help anyone who is struggling with operations, anyone who's struggling with wanting to make changes and growth in their business, but not knowing how. Um, I just want to say again, like the time that you took to really understand our offering, to really get inside what we were doing, it meant so much because every solution that you have proposed along the way, it shows that you know so well what we're trying to do. And you would have only known that if you would have came in, gotten your hands dirty, asked so many questions about like what we're trying to do, who we're trying to serve. And that was so shown through the entire relationship that we've had so far and hopefully will continue to have.
Yeah, perfect. So what was it at the end that like made you pull the trigger to be like, now I need it, I want to hire you, I want to move forward? Like,
I knew I needed the help. I knew that for Mothership Wellness to get to the next level that we're at right now, thanks to your help, I needed to make some changes. What just pushed me over the edge and saying yes was your no bullshit approach to the work that needed to get done, asking you certain questions like during our initial interactions that really proved that you understand back end tech systems as well as you understand front end user experience. I just kind of come back to the knowledge, skill, and personality. You were a really good fit. You are a good fit for what I need in those areas. And honestly, I think any entrepreneur that is operating in today's tech era, we have so many new amazing opportunities at automation, and working with a resource like you who understands that tech side and also understands the business operations side. That's rare. It's rare to find someone that has all of those skills sort of combined together.
perfect. So what have been the biggest takeaways for you so far when it comes to operations and systems and what we have implemented?
You know that there's a lot of automations available. You know there's a lot of integration between systems that are available, but you don't know exactly what's possible and how it's going to be done and how expensive it's going to be. Even remembering the decision point that we had surrounding my team's sharing of login information and how we were going to solve that problem. And I was ready to like throw cash at it and be like, let's go with like the best system. And you really coached us to use a solution that was free and got our needs met. So the other big takeaway is you built a dashboard in Excel for us that really contained different sheets for everything that we needed to make the changes happen that we wanted to make happen. So you being able to build a cohesive playbook that takes us through the project plan of the different areas that we wanted to enhance, what team member is responsible for different things within those workflows, our onboarding process for clients, our onboarding process for staff. That is like my favorite document ever. It's one that I'm going to continue to use forever. And you just being able to take all of my pain points and ideas and consolidate them into that one workbook was probably like one of my favorite takeaways from our work so far.
Okay, perfect. I didn't know that, so it's good to hear that you really love that. All right. And what have been the biggest shifts that you've made in your business? I mean,
everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing and when. That is the biggest takeaway that I have. My team was sort of operating on like, we're all going to tackle it and get it done versus really having specific guidance on what my role is in the onboarding process and what my other team members' roles are in the onboarding process. So I think just total clarity on everyone's role and like when things happen and how we all stay in lockstep communicating when certain actions are completed so that we can pass the baton. The fact that we're able to onboard so many more clients now successfully, it adds more revenue to my business and it makes sure that nothing's slipping through the cracks. Previously, I would have to stop sales in my business because we could not handle the volume of people coming in. And at this point, with the automation enhancements, with the streamlined operating procedure enhancements that you've helped us develop, we no longer have to close the door on clients. We're able to take in clients. I'm able to serve them better. I'm able to make sure nothing's slipping through the cracks. And we're able to generate more revenue in the company because everything's tied up seamlessly.
I'm so happy to hear that. I feel like a lot of people indeed struggle with the fact that their systems and operations are like so complex and all over the place that they either just don't have the time or the energy to take on more clients, even though they have the capacity, but it's just like everything operationally is like a bit all over the place. So I'm very happy to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say, like, where is your business now and what has become easier?
Yeah, I feel so happy with where we're at right now. The onboarding process has become easier. I think just the general attitude, like amongst myself and my staff, is less confused. We all understand where our lane is, and we are able to partner together better, knowing that. I feel really prepared to take on the volume that's coming right now. And that's something that I didn't feel confident with before. I knew that I wanted to provide a broader offering to more people, and I knew that I couldn't do it the way that things were structured. So launching the 5-day challenge yesterday and having you guys work so hard to get that done, just feeling like I can bring the tools to more working moms over 40 to have solutions to elevate themselves, to stop putting themselves last. That's thanks to the streamline nature of all of the work that you helped do. It makes me feel confident to put that out there and know that we can take on the volume and serve people well. And that's something that I was always scared about before. So just knowing that like that's no longer a problem, nothing's going to slip through the cracks. There's going to be no fat finger mistakes. That just makes me feel like I can rest easy at night instead of like waking up at midnight being like, oh shit, did like this person get this thing done that we needed to onboard them? We have those protections set up so that if anything is missed, like we would know. And not just like the business owner resting easy like that, like you cannot put a price on that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's really the beauty of it, what you mentioned as well. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's not so much about like the operations and systems. It's really to make sure that there's impact for your clients and we can make sure that their life quality has improved. So yeah, that's really beautiful.
Yeah, you think you are doing these like structural like operations and policies and procedures, but what you're really doing is you're serving the client better and you're resting easier as a business owner, which are the two true main goals of the business in the first place.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So what are some of the tangible results that you've had? I mean, you mentioned that you are now able to like increase the revenue. You can also like share like percentages if you want to, but also like if you feel like you have more time, especially as the CEO, or like things that are like easier from a mental perspective.
The concrete outcomes that we've been able to enjoy as a result of all of the enhancements that we've worked with you on is a 20% increase in onboarding clients, no longer having to stop sales to prevent more people from coming on board because we couldn't handle the capacity. I'm able to actually get my workout done in the morning because I no longer have to spend that time trying to manage everybody and make sure that like everything's done correctly from an onboarding perspective. So you've given me time back, you've given me more revenue, you've made me able to serve more working moms, and those are the three things that stand out most.
I love that. So what are some of the things or tasks that you no longer need to do manually?
This might seem like a small one, but it's a really big one because I hate toggling between systems. So the integrations that you built to notify me in Slack when different events occur has been tremendously helpful. When I log in the morning, I can see any failed payments that have not executed correctly. I can see any new clients that have onboarded, and it's all in Slack. So instead of going into Stripe and checking to make sure that every payment went through without going into Trainerize to see if there was a new client that was added overnight, I'm able to have one central hub where everything is listed out for me. So no longer going to separate systems and being able to get notifications that a business owner needs to see all in one central hub is totally clutch. I don't have to be afraid that we're going to miss an aspect of the onboarding process. I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night and worry if someone's meal plan has been updated. I'm able to rely on all of the processes and all of the automations that have been established in the system so far so that everything works seamlessly.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied have you been with the whole process, with working with me?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied have I been working with you? I would put that at like a 20,000. I honestly haven't partnered with anyone who has helped my business more than you. You have gone above and beyond what we originally talked about my needs were. You have come in and really understood the business and helped us in so many ways, suggesting ideas, making sure that the solutions that we select make financial sense and are smooth. I could not be happier with our engagement, and I am just really grateful to have met you and grateful that, you care, that you know our business, that I truly see you as a partner.
I'm trying to like not shed a tear here. If someone was considering working with me, what would you tell them?
If someone was considering working with you, I would say don't even think about it. It's a hell yes. I think if someone is struggling in their business with pain points that can be solved by a better process or a better technological solution, you are the person to talk to about that. You have an incredible ability to kind of mind map and see everything from a 10,000 foot view and make sure that the solutions that you suggest make sense within the context of the business. There are so many different solutions that can work when we talk about operational enhancements, but one of the reasons that I say it's like a 15 out of 10 working with you is because you're really able to visualize that and come up with the best solution for that particular business. It's not just something that would work, but it's something that works the best given the different systems that are used and given the different outcomes that are desired.
I feel like also for the thing that I do or the service that I provide, I do need like a lot of time in the beginning to like really understand the business before I can almost even be like, this is what you can improve. Those are the things that we can do. So yeah, that's definitely.
definitely true.
Yeah, and I think that's obvious. I think it's obvious the time that you took to really understand like what we were doing, who we were serving. We even entered you into the app as a pretend client so you could see the entire client experience. Like you went to that level to understand what my client is experiencing as they onboard. And most people wouldn't do that. Most people would just look at the different systems that you're using and know how to connect them. But the fact that like you went through and you really took the time to truly understand and know what the client was going through, that not only was evident in the solutions that you suggested to us, but makes me want to keep you as a partner for the long term because you know exactly what we're doing. You know it like the back of your hand, and I can talk to you and troubleshoot and work with you on any problem that we would have in the future where the solution is a better process, better operations, or a better technological solution. And that is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to add?
I think it's just obvious that you really care about the work that you do. And I think when you're looking to look, as a business owner, like your business is your precious little baby, and you don't let anybody babysit your precious little baby. And I think that it's just like the integrity that you carry across everything that you do is evident in the work that you partner with others for. So I think that stands out as it's just obvious that you're a precise person who cares about doing a good job. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And because you're that way in your business, that's exactly what you brought to my business. The scary thing for a business owner is that nobody cares about your business as much as you do. But I got to tell you, you come pretty damn close to that.
Thank you so much for everything. I also love working with you. I think you're also such an inspiration in terms of like you offer to your clients the accountability, the amount of support. It's really like unmatched with anything that I've seen in the industry. So I'm so glad that we got connected and got the chance to work together and for me to support your business. So thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, and thanks for the opportunity to share this. I truly mean every word that I said. It was really important for me to do this interview because I believe so strongly in like all of the amazing things that we've been able to accomplish so far. I'm excited to think about what we'll be able to accomplish in the future. So I genuinely mean everything, and it's meant so much to me to have you as a true partner.
Now, when you watch the whole testimonial and everything that Ashley shared about working with me, if you feel like this is what you need more capacity, you want to make more money, or just want to have more time available, or you want more efficient processes and systems in your business, so you feel like you are really the CEO and really treating your business as a proper business as well, then click on the description below. You can find a link to book a call with me, and we can see how I can help you, how that would look like, and how I could support your business as well.